Motherhood, the scariest hood you will go through. Whether babies are bullies and the significant others are a bonus child, the struggle is definitely real in these streets.
At that moment in my life, it's purpose over everything. Power in the struggle, it's purpose over everything. Reps for the muscle, it's purpose over everything. Torn with the tussle, it's purpose over everything. More than the hustle, it's purpose over everything. Ride with that POE, fly with that POE. God with that POE, rise with your POE. Ride with that POE, fly with that POE. God with that POE, die for your POE.
Hey mamas, welcome to Let Mama Live, the podcast, episode 10. We are celebrating 10 episodes. Thank you for joining me today. Shout out to Jasna Artist, JustAPuppet.com, power over everything. Ride with me, POE. Yeah, that's the song you hear. Check him out, JustAPuppet.com. Download some of his music, give him his props because he's doing his thing. I am Jenn Pittman, mama of two, mama of boys, mama of a toddler, and an autism mama. And I am here to celebrate the joy in the struggle of this journey that we call motherhood. Yes, motherhood is a beautiful thing, but the struggle, y'all, child, is definitely real. So I created this platform hoping that you can have a place that you can come and relate, relax, and release as you hear me express my struggle, as you hear me give some encouraging and empowering words to you to help you overcome the challenges that you face with stress, help you kind of build some peace in your life. I don't know, help you kind of move on, something positive. Shoot, in this world, we need to hear some positivity every now and then, because this thing that I'm holding in my hand right now, which is a phone, has so much negativity in it if you're not using it properly, i.e. social media. So I want to give you something a little positive to sit on, to ponder on. So episode 10, Jen, where you been, Jen? Y'all, I've been grinding. I've been working. I've been being mom. I've been being wife. I've had all my hats on my head every day, and I have not been able to sit down and spark up these airwaves and get on here and talk to you and bond with you. And I'm sad that I haven't been able to do that as often as I want to, but we're going to work on this. We are going to work on this for 2019 and try to make this a weekly consistent podcast when we can. Now, I know y'all have to understand that some days it's not gonna happen, but we're gonna do our best. I'm gonna do my best. When I say we, I'm speaking of me. I'm gonna do my best. So if you are a new listener to the podcast, thank you for coming and joining us. I hope you enjoy. I hope you take some time to listen to the past episodes and pick up a gem or two. Thank you. And if you are returning to the podcast, thank you for your continuous love and support. Thank you. I appreciate you coming back and listening to what I have to say, making me feel special, and knowing that I do this for you and me, because this is definitely therapeutic for me. So let's get into the podcast. Oh, my mama moment. My mama moment for this episode is just do it. I don't know if I chosen that in the previous episodes. This is not pre-planned, as you can't tell, if you can't tell. But just do it. Man, I don't know if you watch the Boondocks, but I've watched the Boondocks since it come out, and Granddad is a character on this cartoon show called the Boondocks, and his grandson Riley wanted to go somewhere, and Granddad looked at him and he said, "You see those Nikes you got on? You better just do it." And that's how I see life sometimes. We have to just do it. Sometimes we want to accomplish a goal and we think of all the reasons why, all the things that are blocking us from accomplishing that goal, when we really should be looking in the mirror and say, "You see those Nikes? You better just do it. Just do it. You know, sometimes we experience stress because of procrastination. We experience stress because we're holding on to something and not completing it to totality. And we need to look in the mirror and say, you see those Nikes you got on? You better just do it. Get it out the way, because once you get it done, you can release it from your mind. Man, I could tell you the times that I've sat here and meditated for 5 or 10 minutes, and all the things that flood my mind are those things that I'm holding on to and procrastinating on and not getting done. And it's like, sheesh, Jen, just do it. Just do it. So I want to encourage you, if you have a goal that you want to accomplish, if you have something that you need to get off that to-do list, if you need to love on someone that is in your household, if you need to, I don't know, work out, if you need to do a podcast on a weekly basis, you see those Nikes you got on, look in the mirror and tell yourself to just do it. Let me tell you something. 10 episodes in, don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. Nobody told me I couldn't do this, but I don't know. That thought has been in my head as I've been sitting and thinking about, what am I going to talk about for the 10th episode? I mean, this is a celebration. Y'all might not see it, but I see it and I feel it. And the thing that came up in my head, I thought about all the time someone told me what I couldn't do, or somebody told me what I wasn't going to be able to do. Even the things I would like, dude, I wasn't even trying to do that. But you sitting here telling me what I'm not going to be able to do. I have heard that so many times myself, for myself. And I have heard that definitely a lot of times when it came to my oldest child that has autism. You have professionals telling you what he's not going to be able to do. Don't let nobody tell you what you're not going to be able to do. Or don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something if you have a dream. Let me tell you, from the time that I was young to my adult life now, I can count on maybe 1 or 2 hands. Only have 2, right? Excuse me. I can count on both of my hands, the number of people who have either shaded me to a point where they made me feel that I was nothing. As an adult, it's like, that's how I see it. Or told me what I wasn't going to be able to do, or told me what I wasn't going to do when I told them I was, or told me that I'm not doing enough, or told me that I'm too quiet, or told me that I don't have this or don't have that. It is so sad when you hear it, but those people, no, don't listen to them. Even if they are people who you love, I'm not telling you to cut them off, but I'm telling you is not to listen to them. You know, we talk about a lot about self-care, especially when it comes to your mental health. This podcast is all about stress and overcoming that stress and enjoying the journey of motherhood. And self-care is one of those top topics in this conversation. So we talk about self-care. We talk about self-confidence, believing in yourself, be bold, be confident, be courageous, and all of that. But self-love is something that needs to be added into the conversation. Because when you love yourself, you won't allow people to tell you what you can't do or what you're not going to be able to do or whatever. You're going to stand bold and stand strong and have confidence and have love in yourself, that whatever you put your hand on is going to turn to gold as long as you're consistent, you work hard at it, you put as much as yourself in it as you possibly can put in. So don't let nobody tell you what you can't do or what you're not going to do. But like I said, this episode, nobody told me that I couldn't do a podcast. Nobody told me that I couldn't do it. You know, but I did it and I'm celebrating it. And as I think about what I've accomplished, for some reason, it took me back to those times where people told me that I couldn't do something, you know. And then sometimes it's not the people telling you, sometimes it's you. Oh, Ooh, Lord, I got a word for you. That hit me. That hit my spirit. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you're telling yourself that you're not able to do what you want to do. You put an idea in your head and you're like, I don't think I can do that. But that's a cool idea. And then you sit back and you turn on the TV or you flip on social media and you see somebody doing that same idea that you had for yourself. And it's like, man, they did it. I wanted to do that. Then you find yourself griping and complaining and hating on what they're doing because you didn't believe in yourself enough to give it a try. Oh, I'm not preaching to you. I'm preaching to myself too. I've been there. I'm not just preaching to you. Trust. But we have to learn how to get those people out of our way and get out of our own ways. When I pray to God, one thing I always pray for is to move people out of my path who are against me. And that's those people who are telling you what you can and cannot do. Move those people out of my way. If they're my loved ones, just push them to the side a little bit. They still there. I still love you, but push them to the side a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that person in your way is yourself. Ooh, that touched my spirit. Sometimes that person that's in your way that is not for you is you. So what do you do then? What do you do when you're standing in your own way? How do you get out of your own way? I think it requires faith, trust. Trust yourself. If you're a spiritual mama, trusting God and then trusting yourself. Putting your hands up and saying, you know what, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just do it. And whatever comes from it is going to come from it. And if I don't make it by this time, then I'm probably going to just let it go and stand proud in the fact that I tried. So I think I'm going to make that a goal of mine to figure out how to get out of your own way. Because I think everybody experiences that. What about you? Do you think that? Wherever you see the podcast posted, put a comment. Let me know. Do you think that we all have a time where we're standing in our own way? I mean, we definitely all have the time where people are standing in our way, but what about us? I mean, I'm sure you have those one or two people that's like, whoo, I'm just as free as a bird. I do everything I want to do. Everything I put my mind to is going to happen. But I think the majority of us are standing in our own way. I know the majority of us are standing in our own way. We are some brilliant people that come up with some amazing stuff, and all those things don't come into fruition because we choose not to try it for whatever reason that may be. And that's you standing in your own way. That's you standing in your own way. So I want to encourage you this podcast to get out of your own way. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't let nobody tell you what you won't be able to do. And put your Nikes on and just do it, girl. Just do it, mama. You got this. Welcome to Confessions of a Mama. This is my opportunity to come to you raw and uncut, unfiltered, and let you know the challenges that I face as a mama. Even though I help other people overcome their challenges when it comes to stress, it does not mean I do not have my own challenges. And this is my opportunity to share those things with you. My confession for you this episode is mom guilt is definitely real. I have been sitting in a space of mom guilt in this recent time where I am guilty that I spend majority of my time doing work, doing life, and then when it comes to doing family, I feel like I have a little bit left in my cup, to the point to where before the end of the day happen, when you put the kids to bed and it's time for you to cuddle up with your boo and put yourself to bed, it's like I'm pouring from an empty cup. Yes, mom guilt is definitely real. You see, when I was a stay-at-home mom for that extended period of time before I recently just got back to work, I was always available to my little ones. Anytime a teacher would call, can you do this? I'm here. Anytime a therapist would call, can I talk to you about this? I'm here. Anytime an appointment needed to be set or needed to be attended, I was there. But now that I have something added to my plate that is necessary, it's necessary for me to go to work. I'm not rich. Unfortunately, to live day to day, we have to go to work. And our family is used to having 2 incomes. So to be comfortable, that's what we need. So even though I have to go to work, I'm still expected to be as engaged in my children's lives as I was when I wasn't working. That's a challenge that so many mamas face, being able to juggle the two. Like, dude, I'm sure 90% of the moms that are listening to this feel this way. If I was not working, I could do so much more with my kids and my family. I'm sure you're sitting at work thinking that very thing. But in reality, you have to work. Some people. And so you find yourself trying to balance the two. How do I continue to stay engaged in my children's lives and work this full-time job or part-time job or quarter-time job that I have? I have to do it. How can I do it without, at the end of the day or before the end of the day, I'm pouring from an empty cup? But you have to do it. How do you do that? So my confession to you is that mom guilt is real, and that I'm sitting in a place of mom guilt trying to figure it all out. And if you've been there and you have some advice for anyone, please drop it wherever you see the podcast posted. Drop it in the comments. But mom guilt is real, and we have to find a way to overcome it. We have to find a way to overcome it because it's going to come back. Majority of the things that we feel in this journey called motherhood that are negative, there's a cycle attached to it. Unless you find a way, my spirit been touched. Unless you found a way to create a lifestyle for yourself to where none of this crap matters. And when I say crap, I'm referring to mom guilt. None of this crap bothers me. And if it does, it's only 10% of me being affected. None of this crap matters. Ooh. When you create that lifestyle for yourself, I can only imagine the amount of peace that rolls off your shoulders and down your back. I pray that I find that peace in this moment of mom guilt that I'm facing. And if you're in this moment of mom guilt as well, know that you're not alone. And as I go through the journey, I'm going to click on these airwaves and talk to you and hopefully get you through the journey with me. I love you for real. Thank you for listening in to this episode of the podcast, Let Mama Live, episode 10. I'm going to cry. I'm just joking. If you haven't heard it already, I want to remind you, Mama, you are so dope. That's like one of my favorite episodes from the podcast, the Mama, You So Dope. I believe that's the title of it. But Mama, you are so dope, man. We overcome so much. We experience so much. We wear so many hats. Sometimes we do it by ourselves, sometimes temporarily, if you're a military spouse like me. Sometimes we do it multiple times because we have multiple children. Sometimes we do it in a non-typical way. If you have a child with a disability, you have a new normal. Sometimes we do it when we're tired. We do it when we're sick. We're doing it when we're hungry. We do it when we are broke. We do it, yo. And Mama, you are so dope for doing it. You are so dope, man. When I could tell you one day I was talking to God, and this is for my spiritual mamas, if you're listening. I was talking to God, and he told me, I felt his spirit say, Put all your eggs in my basket. Put all your eggs in my basket. That's something that we have been told time and time again not to do. Don't put all of your eggs into one basket. But God told me that day to put all my eggs into his basket. And I say that because I believe what he was telling me was to put everything I am and everything I do and everything I want to do, put it in his basket and let him handle it. Give him that control. Ooh, that's one of my confessions, y'all. I have a habit of control. I want to be in control. I want to manipulate my plan for my life. But as we said before, tell God your plans and watch him laugh. Dude. But God told me this day to put all my eggs into his basket. What I assume is him saying, give him all the control of everything I am, everything I do, everything I touch, and everything my family is. Give it all to him. So when we're wearing all these multiple hats and we're doing all these things and we're being the dopest moms that we can ever possibly be, we have to remember to put all of those bags into his basket. We can't control the outcome of everything. We can't control it. We shouldn't be controlling the outcome of anything. We should be letting God do that. But as you continue to be a dope mama, remember to put all your eggs into his basket. And as you wear all those hats, remember you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your babies and your loved ones, your significant other. You have to take care of yourself. Choose not to pour from an almost empty or an empty cup. Choose to not get in your own way. Choose to just do those things that you need to do instead of holding on to them and allowing them to create stress because you choose to procrastinate. Choose to be a dope mama. In the meantime, continue to be bold, be confident, and courageous. Those are 3 affirmations that we give at the end of every podcast. Continue to be bold. Stand in your boldness. Believe in what you want to do. Live out those things you want to live out. Continue to be bold. Continue to be confident. Stand tall and proud. Know that some things might not work out, but you're still going to be standing. Continue to be bold, continue to be confident, and continue to be courageous. Have the courage to do those things that you want to do, regardless of the people who may tell you you can't do it or you wouldn't be able to do it. Continue to be bold, confident, and courageous, and keep grinding, because I know this struggle is definitely real.